Good evening, everyone. I'm Chandler Vice Mayor Angel Encinas, and it is a pleasure to welcome you all to the 2026 Chandler State of the City. To start our program, please stand if you're able as the Chandler Boy Scout Troop 285 lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by our national anthem sung by Ad Austria of the Chandler Children's Choir.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red blasts bursting in gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Ad Austria, and thank you, Troop 285, for being here with us tonight. Please be seated and enjoy the show.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning back in to the Bobby and Bass Show. I'm Bass.
And I'm Bobby.
And this is the podcast where we separate fact from fiction.
Let's go. The only show brave enough to look at the internet and go, hey, relax.
Seriously, bro. I mean, because reality lately,
It feels optional, like a perfectly pixelated movie scene.
yeah, I wake up, I check my phone, and immediately assume half of it was made by a teenager with editing software and snacks from his mother's basement.
Bass, same. I trust gas station sushi more than viral videos, and I don't even like seafood.
Sorry.
Okay, time for bed.
I'm not really that tired.
How about a bedtime story? Well, did I tell you about the time I got shrunk and then I got lost in Chandler? Or the time that I was kidnapped and then brought into the future to save Chandler from an out-of-control theme park?
Yes.
Or the time that I got trapped in that mysterious board game? Or the time that I got swept up in that twister?
Uh-huh. Grandma said you have an active imagination.
No matter how old you get, stories have something new to teach if you're willing to listen.
But Grandpa, we both know those are just stories. Those things didn't really happen.
All right, I have a story you haven't heard. I call it Kevin and the Calendar Stick. Once upon a time, by which I mean last month, I was hard at work, tucked up away in my office.
You were that to work?
Sometimes, but as I was saying, I was hard at work, tucked away in my office, when suddenly... Tina, it's happening again.
For the third consecutive day, minor seismic activity has been reported in the vicinity of Chandler, Arizona. Officials have not yet identified the cause of the tremors.
Mayor, the tumbleweed tree fell over again. Don't worry so much. There's been no damage reported anywhere. Just take the night off.
A calendar stick is a special tool that was used by the Akmo Atum and Peeposh. The tool is used as a memory guide, each symbol marking a significant event, such as floods, battles, eclipses, or unusual natural phenomena. Each calendar stick is unique, and each symbol personal to the person that carved it. That's why decoding the calendar stick is a major task for conservationists.
But Grandpa, what do the symbols mean?
I sat for the longest time. I pondered at every symbol. Suddenly I realized something. I didn't know anything. So I found someone that did.
Oh, hey, Mayor.
I know you guys are busy now. Do you know what these are?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this one. This calendar stick is particularly interesting. It was sent in for testing, and they found it was at least 500 years old.
Do you know what this is?
We have no idea. They're strange. We think they may be some kind of mythological reference, but we really don't know.
Mythological reference?
Oh, yes. There's an old legend that says that the ancient people of the valley believed that the world moved in great cycles. Every few hundred years, something unseen weakened, something that protected the land, the sky, and the balance between them. There were 3 artifacts that were hidden across the land that united into a single token. A token that could return the resin of the earth and bring everything back to balance.
Ooh, I really love this nerdy history stuff.
It's kind of my thing. And this symbol right here, I believe it references some sort of geological event.
Geological?
Again, we don't actually know the meaning, but there is a particular symbol that we do know, and this stick has it. Right here, it's Kino's arrival.
Who's Kino?
So Kino was a famous missionary and explorer from the 1600s who traveled through the area. He became well known for working with the indigenous communities by introducing European farming and ranching. It just so happens he was also a brilliant cartographer. He created one of the first detailed maps of the land that would later become Chandler. And speaking of weird symbols...
What is that? Maybe an old structure?
Actually, we don't know. I mean, this map dates back to the 1600s. Given the changes in the terrain over time, it makes it nearly impossible to map old villages with our modern city sites.
Could it be... It's getting worse. Are these latitude and longitude coordinates?
Whoa.
It can't be. It lines up near Tumbleweed Ranch. I need to go there right away. I couldn't believe it. We had just discovered the location of the first piece of the puzzle. I was over the moon. So after a restless night, I arrived early the next morning at Tumbleweed Ranch with the coordinates from Kino's map in hand. I was there to find the first piece.
Wait a minute. This was the next day?
Yes,
And you were wearing the same clothes?
of course. As soon as I stepped out of the car, I got to work to find the right coordinates. It sounds quick when I say it like this. It wasn't. I walked a lot, got lost twice, and eventually found exactly what I was looking for. I didn't know what the symbols meant, so I had to activate my team. I had to call for the CCC, the Chandler City Council.
Seriously?
I'm sending you a photo now. Can you do some research on this? I don't know what this symbol means.
I'm on it. I'm sending you some information now. Can you verify it?
I'm here now. I'm gonna go verify. Mayor, it's here. I'm gonna send you the location.
I gotta get there quick. Who can I call?
Yeah, Mayor? Yeah. I'll drop you off there. Meet me at the tarmac.
Wait a minute, you jumped from a plane?
Well, actually,
Grandma was right about your imagination.
I'm sending a picture now. Find out what this symbol is.
I'm at the gala now. I'll see what I can find out. I was able to acquire a special document. I'll send it over and see if it's a match.
Oh, those symbols are tiny. If this lines up, we've got something. The symbols point to...
I'm here. Wow, this place is really cool. Where am I going? I've discovered the final location. Look for the map in the old Santa Fe.
This could have been a text. It didn't happen all at once. It never does. One clue led to another. One place pointed to the next. And then suddenly, we had all three.
So the pieces, they actually fit together?
Not only did the pieces fit together, they revealed something new entirely.
The legend, it's true.
You did it, you found all the pieces.
And for a moment, we thought it was all over. Until... a pyramid?
There were never any pyramids found in Chandler.
Maybe it's symbolic.
The people that lived here were the Hohokam, and they weren't known for pyramids.
What about the Egyptian pyramids?
In 1899, the first seeds of long staple Egyptian cotton were sent to Dr. A.J. Chandler for planting. They thought Egyptian cotton would grow well here because of our similar climates, and in the 1910s and 20s, it became a major cash crop.
Where was it planted? Was it planted there, near downtown Chandler? I know where it is. I have to go there. I have to go there now.
Mayor, no, what are you doing? You can't take those there. They belong in a museum. Besides, the legend isn't actually true. We did everything we were supposed to, and it still didn't work.
I have to try. I'm going down there, and I need you to get eyes on that calendar stick. I'm approaching the pyramid. Do you have the calendar stick?
I'm looking at the calendar stick now. What happened?
I have to stop this. I'm almost there. What do I do now?
Mayor, are you moving something? Mayor.
No, I'm standing very still.
Why?
Because I'm standing in front of a door that wasn't there a minute ago.
What's inside?
Definitely a staircase. Or a trap. Probably both.
Mayor, whatever you're about to do, our insurance definitely does not cover it.
Bats. I hate bats.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Yeah.
Great. So far, so good.
It's usually the line right before everything goes wrong. You gotta see this.
Did you just take a picture?
Yes?
Please don't take another.
I don't think it like that. Listen, we gotta move fast. I think the next clue is on that calendar stick.
Okay, I'm checking. It looks like a square, like a camera with an X on it.
Ah, no flash pictures. Makes sense.
Ooh, followed by a frowny face.
Okay, I get the point. What's the next symbol?
A box. It looks like a box. A box shape, maybe, with lines. A table.
There's a chest, a golden chest.
Ah, let me guess. Wrong artifact, wrong slot. Sudden doom.
Please don't say sudden doom.
Mayor, whatever you're doing, stop doing it. I think I figured it out. You have to...
Well, that went better than the movies.
Grandpa, you did it! You actually saved Chandler. I can't believe this happened. This actually happened, right? You brought the puzzle pieces back with you, right?
The pieces are in the chamber. As long as they are together, the bond that protects Chandler will hold forever.
Well, you have the calendar stick then, don't you?
It's back at the museum.
So, it didn't really happen?
Remember those lessons, and you'll learn something important. That saving the world isn't about doing big, flashy things. Sometimes it's about seeing clearly, waiting patiently, and recognizing the treasures hiding in plain sight. We need to find a way to cover this.
We have just the thing.
Well, good evening. You might have expected me to swing onto stage with a priceless artifact in hand and a secret map showing where all the treasure in Chandler is buried. As you can see, I'm really excited about the construction now underway at Dr. A.J. Chandler Park. We're not starting any conspiracies, though. Well, good evening. I'm Chandler Mayor Kevin Hartke, and I welcome you to the 2026 State of the City Address. And I hope you enjoyed tonight's lobby experience featuring local fare by Crust, Mingle and Gray's, Santan Brewery, and the Sicilian Butcher. Candid Glam Photo Booth also helped us capture tonight with an instant keepsake. And again, I want to thank the Chandler Children's Choir for their national anthem performance, and Chandler Boy Scout Troop 285 for leading tonight's pledge. Let's give them a round of applause. For the last 41 years, Chandler has been my desert adventure, and it has delivered every twist in the plot. Lynn and I came in 1985 with a call to ministry and no idea that one day I'd spend nearly 2 decades leading this city, helping lead this city through its own journey from crops and fields to fabs and chips. It turns out you don't need to dodge boulders to go on an adventure. You just guide a fast-growing city through growth, economic prosperity, a pandemic, and unprecedented opportunity. And along the way, I've uncovered a city that is financially strong, remarkably safe, and equipped for whatever comes next. I've also learned that our real treasure isn't hidden. It's found in plain sight. It's in our neighbors and residents, our schools and universities, entrepreneurs and businesses, and the talented people who have turned Chandler into a global tech hub without losing the small town heart that drew my family and your family here. The work and investments of regional partners, business leaders, nonprofit and faith leaders, and exceptional city staff have turned ideas on paper into assets, jobs, and opportunities across Chandler. But most of all, I want to thank our residents. You voted for bond packages, participated in general plans, showed up at neighborhood meetings, and rolled up your sleeves at For Our City Day and in so many other ways that keep this community thriving. And it's been my privilege to serve with my dedicated colleagues, past and present, who share my love for Chandler and a commitment to thoughtful, long-range planning. I want to recognize this team of fellow explorers who have been with me on this journey. There they are. Vice Mayor Angel Encinas is serving his first term on council. He represents Chandler on the East Valley Partnership Board of Directors and the Chandler Chambers Education and Workforce Committee. Councilmember Matt Orlando is serving his 24th year on council. He represents our city through the Arizona Municipal Water Users Association and Read On Chandler. He also serves on the National League of Cities Board of Directors and Membership Committee and represents NLC as a board member of Public Finance Network. Councilmember Odie Harris is serving his second term on City Council. He represents Chandler on the Regional Public Transportation Authority Board of Directors and is on the NLC Transportation and Infrastructure Service Committee. Councilmember Christine Ellis is serving her second term on City Council. She represents Chandler on the Maricopa Association of Governments Community Initiatives Coordinating Committee and serves on the NLC Women in Municipal Government, National Black Caucus, University Communities Council, and Human Development Committee. Councilmember Jane Poston. I love the flair. Well done. Is serving her first term on council. She represents Chandler on the MAG Transportation Policy Committee. She also serves on the NLC Public Safety and Crime Prevention Committee. And Councilmember Jennifer Hawkins is serving her first term on City Council, and she serves on the NLC Finance, Administration, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee. Let's give them all a round of applause. And this is my 8th year serving as your mayor. I also had the honor to serve on City Council for 9 years previously. I represent Chandler as the president of the League of Cities and Towns and on the MAG Executive Committee. Last year, I had the opportunity to serve as regional chair. I also serve on the board of directors for the Arizona Commerce Authority, the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, and serve on technology committees with U.S. Conference of Mayors. To my wife, Lynn, my partner in every season for 44 years, and to 3 of the 4 of my awesome children, Nathan, Caitlin, and Zachary, thank you for taking this adventure in public service with me. I am the extrovert in a family of introverts. I'd like to acknowledge so many friends of elected officials and guests that are in our audience tonight. So please hold your applause until I've read all of their names, and when I call your name, please stand. From Governor Hobbs' office, we have Jacob Briones and Blanco Cornejo. Hold your applause. From Senator Mark Kelly's office, Luis Heredia and Chelsea Rivas. From Senator Ruben Gallego's office, Roy Tatum. From Congressman Greg Stanton's office, Sarah White. District 12 State Senator Mitzi Epstein. District 12 Representative Stacey Travers. District 13 Representative and former council member Jeff Weniger. Arizona Corporation Commission and former Chandler council member Renee Lopez. Maricopa County Supervisor and former Chandler council member Mark Stewart. We got a thing going on there. Maricopa County School Superintendent Shelley Boggs. Maricopa County Justice of the Peace Jennifer Germain. Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Max Koval. Apache Junction council member Darrell Cross. Casa Grande Mayor Lisa Fitzgibbons. Florence Mayor Keith Eaton. From Fountain Hills, we have council members Peggy McMahon and Brenda Cavalakis, and Gilbert council member Bobby Buckley. From Marana, council member John Officer. And Maricopa Mayor Nancy Smith. Oro Valley Mayor Joe Winfield. Phoenix council member Ann O'Brien. From Prescott, Mayor Kathy Rusing, Mayor Pro Tem Lois Fruworth, and Councilmember Ted Gambogi. From Queen Creek, Mayor Julia Wheatley, and Council members Jeff Brown and Dawn Oliphant. Santan Valley Council member Rupert Wolfert. Superior Mayor Mila Besic. Honorary Council for Malaysia, Winnie Kaplan, and her husband, Steve Kaplan, who's the organizer of the Arizona Asian Festival. Honorary Council of the Philippines, Jenny Ho Vinjingo. And Central Arizona Project Board member, April Tornquist, Barbara Sego, and Ben Graff. Arizona Municipal Water Users Association Executive Director, Warren Tenney. League of Cities and Towns Executive Director, Renee Guillan. Maricopa Association of Governments Executive Director, Audra Thomas. And Greater Phoenix Economic Council President and CEO, Christine McKay. And representing the Gila River Indian community, Shirley Jackson and Leland Thomas. Former State Representative, Jennifer Pollack. Chandler Chamber of Commerce President and CEO, Terry Kimball. Chandler Gilbert Community College President, CJ Worcester. Chandler Unified District Board members, Barb Mazdam, Claudia Mendoza, and Kurt Roars. CUSD Superintendent, Frank Narducci. Kyrene Governing Board member, Amy Satry. Tempe Union School Governing Board member, Nicole Gutierrez Miller. Former Chandler Mayor Boyd Dunn. And former council members, Nora Ellen, Trinity Donovan, Rick Human, and Sam Huang. Chandler City Manager, John Pombier. And did I miss any elected officials in the audience? Jack Sellers, former council member, former Chandler board member. Patty Contreras, who I said hello in the audience too. All right, there's always going to be one that I miss, or two. Let's give everybody a round of applause, please. Thank you all for joining us. Every community has residents who give their time and talent to make their city better. So I'd like to acknowledge the residents who serve on Chandler's boards and commissions. I ask those who are serving, please stand. The Mayor's Youth Commission is strong tonight. Thank you for your service. And if we have any veterans who are here tonight, would you please stand? Tonight's adventure through the city we've built together begins with maps of our local treasures. Long-range plans, capital improvement plans, voter-approved bond programs have guided land use, infrastructure, and financial decisions for decades. When I first joined council in the late 2000s, we were a fast-growing city with big choices ahead. We were also facing the onslaught of the Great Recession. How would land be used to prepare for build-out? How could we secure reliable water and infrastructure for future generations? How would we attract high-wage jobs while preserving strong neighborhoods and low taxes? Chandler set aside land for employee corridors and committed 1 park per square mile so that as we grew, quality of life and open space would never be afterthoughts. In 2008, our general plan addressed this rapid growth, planning for future water use, expanding infrastructure and parks, strengthening neighborhoods, and supporting a thriving economy. In 2016, our general plan emphasized strategic growth in a landlocked city, introducing policies to guide infill and redevelopment while enhancing reclaimed water infrastructure. And now in 2026, our newest general plan pulls together decades of experience into a comprehensive guide for land use, housing, infrastructure, economic development, and sustainability. These early maps are why Chandler is recognized as one of the best places to live in Arizona, one of the safest cities in the nation, and a top destination for jobs, families, and innovation. The next scene of our adventure is a sweeping shot from cotton fields to clean rooms. That's Chandler's story. Dr. A.J. Chandler founded our community in 1912 around an irrigation system that drew water from the Salt River, allowing crops to thrive in the arid desert. Early settlers cultivated cotton, alfalfa, and later citrus, which would become central to our local economy. In the late 20th century, Chandler leveraged this infrastructure to attract high-tech companies. In 1967, Rogers Corporation opened its plant, becoming our first technology firm. We became Rogers' global headquarters 10 years ago. In 1979, Intel began construction on its Chandler Boulevard campus, initiating a chain reaction of new industrial and high-tech jobs, fueling rapid growth in housing and retail development. In 1985, Motorola became the first major employee within Chandler's Jewel, the Price Corridor, an area designed to attract high-tech jobs. In 1989, Microchip Technology established its global headquarters in Chandler. And in 1994, NXP shipped the first silicon chips from its Chandler fab. 2001, the Loop 101 Price Freeway was completed, as well as the Chandler Fashion Center opened. 5 years later, Loop 202 was completed through Chandler. So Intel has always been a part of our community for more than 4 decades, but in recent years, the scale of investments has been extraordinary. Major expansions at Intel's Ocotillo campus, supported by federal CHIPS Act funding, have helped create leading-edge fabrication facilities and high-wage jobs, reinforcing Chandler's role in America's semiconductor future. Those investments have attracted an entire ecosystem of semiconductor suppliers and high-tech manufacturers. Companies like Edwards, EMD Electronics, Yield Engineering Systems, Sarah's Micro Devices, Yes, and many others call Chandler home. One thing is clear. Past decisions to preserve land for employment, investment in infrastructure, streamlined development processes, and partnering with the business community has paid off in a big way. Billions of dollars in new and expanded centers have brought thousands of jobs in technology, aerospace, finance, healthcare, and advanced manufacturing, pushing our population past 290,000 residents and creating a strong job-to-household ratio. These investments are future-proofing our city with the infrastructure that keeps growth, industry, and neighborhoods possible. Water has become one of our greatest strengths. Through the years of careful planning, Chandler has built one of the most secure and diversified water portfolios in the region. Long-range water and wastewater manufacturing and treatment plant upgrades have kept our utilities reliable and the lowest cost in the entire valley. Reclaimed water projects recharge the aquifer to bolster resilience in times of drought and support cutting-edge semiconductor manufacturing. Tumbleweed Park and Veterans Oasis Park function both as beloved recreation centers. Also, we're committed to recharging the aquifer using reclaimed and surface water sources in those sites. On the transportation front, voter-approved bonds and regional funds have widened critical roads, added miles of bike lanes and multi-use paths without narrowing roads, and introduced innovative services like Chandler Flex, making it easier and safer to move around our city. All of this has been built upon a foundation of conservative financial management. For many years, Chandler has maintained and continues to maintain a AAA bond rating from all three major rating agencies, saving taxpayers millions of dollars in interest. And more recently, we have achieved top ratings for both general obligation and excise tax bonds, putting us in an elite group of cities in the entire nation. And at the same time, we have lowered property taxes for 10 years in a row, property tax rates, maintaining the lowest sales tax rate in all of Arizona, and offered the lowest combined cost of city services and utilities in the entire valley. Thank you, Councilmember Ellis. That's proof that disciplined finances and high quality of life can absolutely go hand in hand. Voter-approved bond authority in 2021 and again in 2025 have allowed us to deliver projects like fire stations, parks, and recreational amenities, and in the near future, a police forensic sciences facility. Every story, every transformation, that's worth clapping for. Every story, every transformation, every life rooted here forms the foundation of who we are today. So tonight, we explore stories of our past to spark curiosity on the rich history that continues to shape us and shape Chandler.
Chandler, Arizona, a place of innovation and possibility, standing on ideas, ambition, and the marks left behind by those who came before. Stories like Zora Foley, a world-class heavyweight boxer, remind us of the pride, perseverance, and talent rooted in Chandler's own history. His story lives on through public art and the Foley Memorial Park, where a boxing ring-shaped structure quietly honors his legacy. There are also stories that lay dormant in its foundation. With just a concrete slab remaining, this was the site of the Chandler Depot, built in 1913. Dr. A.J. Chandler wanted a grand first impression to the wealthy rail travelers bound for the San Marcos Hotel. When the railroad proposed something ordinary, he refused, insisting on the station worthy of the town he had imagined. While these stories are many, there is even more history written into the land long before Chandler had a name.
The Chandler area has a really rich history, both prehistorically to presently. The Akronamatum or the A'atum were the ones who are thriving here in this area, along with the Peeposh. From the time about 300 AD, even prior to that, they coexisted in this area, living off of the land. The A'atum and Peeposh were really innovative, creating massive buildings, creating huge communities, and creating an irrigation system that without modern technology, they were able to pull water off of the rivers to irrigate their crops, to give water for the community, for the people, and also to have it returned back to the river what wasn't used. At the time that the encroachment were happening and the outsiders were coming into the area, the flows of the Salt River and the Gila River were vibrant with a lot of fish, a lot of water, and that was the lifeway of the people. They had a lot of fields that they were farming and irrigating, but also prehistorically that was already being done, so they just continued what was here and what they knew, living off of the land with foods from the desert, but also hunting and gathering, and then growing their own crops. So we say life is a circle and a continuous path. So stikuro him atokut. And that just means that everything goes in a circle. You give and you never take more than what is needed. You gave homage to the environment, to all the elements that were in the world and around us, around the people, that it was a respect. And so they provided for the land provided for them. They flourished in this area, and we still flourish in this area. These people are still here, they're still thriving, they're still doing the crafts, they're still speaking their language, and they're building a brighter future for the next generation. And to know that we're instilled with a lot of deep-rooted connection to this area and to this land. We're one of few tribes that hadn't been relocated, and so the people will say we've been here since time immemorial, and we're still creating stories, leaving legacies. Proud of who I am. I'm very proud of who we are as a people, as a community, because we're still trying to push to do exactly what was instilled in us. I believe that every culture has an individual who's a thread in a blanket, and that blanket is as strong as each thread. And no matter what the story is for each individual family or each individual person, it beautifies the pattern on the blanket. And so any community, any culture creates their own design. And that tells the story of the people, and every person's story is important.
Some stories are never written or spoken, only buried. Beneath the land where people have gathered for centuries lies a prehistoric world where mammoths once roamed.
Mammoths are a little bit out of the ordinary and always exciting. What I call Chandler 1, and that was just a name I gave it to keep it straight in my mind, was discovered in 1984. Most of the finds from the Chandler 1 excavation went to ASU, but half of the pelvis, what's called an innominate, came to what's now the Arizona Museum of Natural History and was on display for many, many years, and I actually have behind me right now. It's not a complete specimen, and it's kind of typical for the mammoth finds. The Chandler 1 was dated by the University of Arizona in round numbers, about 10,000 years ago, which is relatively young for a mammoth, actually. In 1997, not very far away at all from where the initial mammoth was found, a second mammoth was found. And this is just slightly before I became employed here, so again, I missed out. But there was, throughout that period, a great deal of development to what was formerly farmland in the Chandler area. So they were found by the construction workers. What the size are of the Chandler 2 mammoths, I don't know. It's generally accepted in the literature if they have a base diameter of greater than 200 millimeters, that's a big tusk and that it was probably a bull. But I've never seen the tusks and they currently can't be found. The whole mystery of where the hell those two mammoths are, it's an interesting story, but there's no clue where it is. But I think they'll turn up someday.
Though the mammoths themselves are long gone, their legend continues to spark wonder. Among the relics of Chandler, the past still whispers, clues etched in time, waiting to be noticed. Be curious long enough to figure them out and leave behind a story worth discovering.
I want to recognize the Gila River Indian community and its Hohokam Heritage Center, as well as the Arizona Museum of Natural History and Chandler Museum for their help in telling these stories. For those featured on the video, would you please stand? In every great adventure, there's a moment when the heroes stop and look around and realize they're standing at a turning point in the story. For our nation, that moment is coming on July 4th, 2026, when the United States marks its 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, the semi-quincentennial. America 250 is a national effort to remember the full sweep of our history. It honors the contributions of everyday Americans. Here in Chandler, we're not spectators of that story. We are authors of a chapter of it. Our Fields to Fabs transformation, our diverse neighborhoods, our commitment to service and innovation are exactly the kinds of stories America 250 is working to lift up and preserve. In 2026, Chandler will celebrate America 250 with a year-long celebration of America woven into the life of our city. Residents will see and experience this milestone in our parks, our libraries, our museums, recreation centers, and festivals all year long. One of the centerpieces is displayed tonight, the 27 flags, our history through the stars and stripes. It traces the evolution of the U.S. flag with historical facts curated by the Chandler Museum. These flags will travel to 14 locations across Chandler, including libraries and recreation centers, galleries, and our museum, inviting residents to explore the story behind each flag. We're launching a series of 250-themed experiences that fit our active, adventurous city. Visit Chandler has created a red, white, and blue pass to experience America 250 themed events, exhibits, and activities through the Chandler lens. America 250 is also about service and storytelling. National efforts like America Gives and our American Story call on communities to make 2026 a record-setting year of volunteerism. Chandler is ready for that challenge. We already have a strong culture of service through our neighborhood projects, countless volunteer opportunities in our schools, in our nonprofits, the Chandler Chamber, and in our faith communities. This year is an opportunity to ask ourselves and our children, what kind of community do we want to be for the next chapter of our American story? I know that Chandler will answer that question with courage, innovation, and heart as we write our America 250 chapter together. Our story has guardians, people who stand in the gap when danger arises. In Chandler, those guardians are our police officers, our firefighters, our 9/11 operators, clinicians, and neighbors who look out for one another. For the past decade, Chandler Police, with the help of engaged residents and businesses, have driven serious crime to historic lows, keeping Chandler amongst the safest communities in the entire nation. And for the first time since I've been mayor, and even perhaps on council, we are fully staffed with an entire complement of sworn police officers serving our community. And at the same time, we've invested in world-class training facilities, cutting-edge technology, crisis response teams, and resources to combat human trafficking, internet crimes against children, and the opioid epidemic. Our fire department is nationally accredited with its own paramedic education program. Expanding fire stations with enhanced training and partnerships improve our emergency medical response capabilities, and we're prepared to launch a new ambulance service. But safety is about more than responding to emergencies. It's also about building strong neighborhoods and supporting residents in need. Through For Our City Day, thousands of volunteers, nonprofits, community and city staff have come together to repair homes, clean alleys, plant trees, and build community. Neighborhood renovation projects and targeted upgrades to parks, streets, infrastructure continue to improve the quality of life for our residents. We've expanded housing vouchers and launched affordable housing projects like villas on McQueen. We created a support court and a navigator program that prevents homelessness by keeping people housed, connected to services, and on the path to stability. This past summer, we joined Phoenix by setting up an overnight heat relief at the Chandler Senior Center, and this offered a cool place to sleep with connections to services, and it made a huge difference. You see, these are not just programs. They are proof that our community believes that no one should face their hardest days alone. Chandler's iconic theme music is a soundtrack of a diverse, vibrant, and creative community. Investments in arts, culture, and recreation have transformed Chandler into a place where people find belonging and joy. Performances here at the Center for the Arts draw national acts and regional audiences. Chandler's museums and galleries showcase community stories and artists. Events like the Multicultural Festival highlight the cultures, foods, and traditions that make us one of Arizona's most diverse communities. Chandler offers more than 1,300 acres in parklands across 70 sites, and we've invested in trails, tree planting, and urban forestry. We continue to upgrade parks, add athletic fields and recreational amenities, and plan for new parks like Mesquite Groves. We've earned national recognition for digital innovation and accessibility by embracing technology that improves our ability to serve. Our facilities and services are more accessible with certified autism center and dementia and age-friendly designations. The Chandler Discovery Mobile Library Branch, displayed earlier tonight, and partnerships with technology hubs are bringing services directly into neighborhoods and schools. We have built a world-class economy, invested deeply in parks, housing, and human services so that every resident can share in the city's success. These efforts are proof that together we have charted our course wisely. And our community has noticed. Chandler residents consistently report exceptionally high satisfaction ratings. Recently, the results were in for this year. 99% of our residents who took the survey rated us, gave us a 90 great quality of life and first responder care. 96% for city services and feeling safe. 93% for value received for their tax dollars. That's the heart of our city. A place where families can thrive, students can explore, businesses can grow, and people from every culture and background feel at home. So whether you are new in Chandler or have roots that run deep, you know that our city isn't a city without the community. So join me in learning how people here form the fabric of the place we call home.
When I hear the words eternal bonds, I think about socialization, I think about friendships.
Truly investing in those that invest in you. Being there for people that don't look like you, being there for people that come from different backgrounds. I feel like that's what community is to me.
We welcome everybody at the table. Espo's used to be called Espo's Hamburgers. We sold hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries, no Mexican food on the menu. My father found out and had the opportunity to lease out Australia market and then later on to purchase it. Took that opportunity and started with the grocery store, and it was the place for the community to come to and be about. So you became a part of this larger community out here. The farmers and the workers would come in, and one of us was bagging, one of us was doing the groceries, and my mother would make large quantities of food to feed all the workers, from beans to red chili to green chili. She would have a lot left over, and so she would put a sign up on the window, bean and cheese or green chili burros today. And so people started coming in and just asking for the Mexican food. It was clearly the direction we needed to be going.
I'm gonna take some time for a couple of questions.
I never really saw main characters in books that looked like black or brown children, so I wanted to make sure I had a book that appealed to those kids. My mom gave me the idea to write a children's book when I was in college. And just like any college kid, I was like, I don't know about that.
And when I say, let's bring us all together, when I say 1%, you guys are gonna say kid. All right, so let's practice. 1%. Kid. 1%. Kid.
After getting injured, I said, what better way to inspire kids if not through actually playing the game of soccer, through a book. So that's why I wrote The 1% Kid, which is about teaching kids that with the right mindset, practice, perseverance, and patience, they can achieve anything they put their mind to.
All right, do you guys remember the good morning song? Yeah! So here we go. Good morning.
Civitan was actually founded in 1968, and it started out basically as just a summer camp. And for years, that's all it was. Our mission is to support individuals with special needs, to provide an accessible, safe, fun, and enrichment programs throughout everything that we do. Families started talking about, we love this so much. We love when they're together and, you know, all the campers have such a great time and they're learning and growing together. Can you start a day program? So we did, we started a day program and it was very small. We only probably had about 10 individuals coming on a daily basis, Monday through Friday. Our families loved it and more so the members loved it. They had a place to come, a place to grow, a place to be with all of their friends.
Whenever I was out there, I was usually the only black kid out there, and I was like, if I'm gonna stand out, I might as well stand out for being the best. I created the 1% Kid Foundation, which is all about soccer, literacy, and mindset. Those are our 3 pillars. But our main goal is to inspire kids through the game of soccer and foster a love for reading and learning in schools, nonprofits, and also just in the communities. I'm who I wish I had come into my class and read a book about the journey, what's possible. So it means so much to me to be able to go into these classrooms, be that person for these kids, and for them to realize that their dreams are possible. That means I'm definitely making a difference in the community, and they're making a difference on me, so that's all that matters.
Individuals couldn't afford groceries. They couldn't afford to eat out. So my father, doesn't matter, they come in, you feed them. It was a really beautiful way of growing up. For us as kids, being immersed in this every day, we loved it, being a part of something that we didn't realize that we were actually, you know, being a part of anything extraordinary that would last so many years. And, you know, here we are over 60 years later.
When we started our day programs, which it goes back now probably almost about 17 years, we wanted to really be able to take what our members were looking for, what they were craving, things that they were interested in, and how they could grow and mature and enrich their lives. So that's what we did. And when we started our day programs, we were looking for subject experts to help with those programs. One of the best things that I get to watch is these individuals grow up together. The bonds that they're creating as friends is just, it's what it's supposed to be, right? They have a place to come, they have a place to be, and I think that that probably is something that warms my heart more than anything. Having the community, a place that we have built here in Chandler for them to come is basically a dream come true. For them, for us, for me.
So I come to Civitan like every day, go outside. I usually go to the movement, like do Zumba and hang out with my girlfriend Amy.
Oh my God, you have a girlfriend?
Yep.
Her name's Amy?
Yes.
Did you meet her here at Civitan?
Yes. Yes.
I like Civitan because everybody here is amazing and I love them so much. And I like makeup, Instagram, Snapchat, beauty, music, cheer, singing, dance, art.
What am I doing on the couch? Jumping, you guys are doing the back.
I definitely want to leave a legacy of like someone that always had a big smile on their face, made people excited and happy. So if I can just inspire kids to reach their dreams and goals and inspire others to keep living your best life, getting a little bit better every day, a little bit better than you were yesterday, I've achieved that legacy that I want to leave on people, especially in Chandler.
I never expected the impact to be this great on my life. I can't really imagine it without them. Thinking about coming here and seeing my members every day, they make me laugh. They make me smile. You know, we just love our members for everything that they are. We know that we're making a difference in their life, thus makes a huge difference in my life.
Once I see how much everybody is pushing to create something, that they believe in it also, and you start to realize that you are a part of something incredible. I always say to have something that has gone on for this long, you need that community to hold you up. You're there for a reason.
I love you guys.
I ask those joining us tonight from 1% Kid Foundation, ESPOS, and Civitan Foundation to please stand and be recognized. Clearly, greatness and opportunity are found all across Chandler. Our economic story has felt a lot like prying open a long-sealed temple door. Each time we did the work to update a plan, seek bond authorization, or preserve an employment corridor, we unlocked another chamber filled with companies, jobs, and opportunities. Chandler has repeatedly ranked amongst the best places in America for jobs, families, and first-time home buyers, even today, as well as a top city for small businesses. These rankings reflect deliberate choices that have been made year after year to reserve land for employers and invest in the infrastructure they need. Developers like DPC companies, Opus Group, Ryan Companies, and many others have invested millions to create spaces for companies to join our high-demand employment areas. Just yesterday, I was at a chamber ribbon cutting, and Nexus Brands Groups announced that Chandler is now their global pet headquarters. Our economic development has diversified and expanded in recent years through a steady drumbeat of firms choosing Chandler because of the solid foundation that is here. Dozens of firms in semiconductors, advanced manufacturing, aerospace, aviation, healthcare, and finance have added thousands of jobs and hundreds of millions in capital investment. We're not just adding companies, we're deepening our role as a global innovation hub with facilities in every major employment corridor. Intel anchors our global semiconductor presence with their advanced production and research development capabilities. They're now working with United Microelectronics Corporation out of Taiwan to provide a more resilient US-based manufacturing supply chain. Applied Materials announced a $200 million advanced manufacturing facility in Chandler, bringing in 200 new manufacturing and R&D jobs in the semiconductor field over the next 5 years. The Brewer Science Arizona Innovation Center is expanding the next-gen microelectronics material and processes in our community. The growing presence of corporate campuses for Wells Fargo and Bank of America are prominent bases for advanced business and financial services. Toyota Financial Services doubled its Chandler footprint, underscoring the strength of our financial services cluster. Dignity Health continues to expand its Chandler Regional Medical Campus facilities. They also were recently recognized for their commitment to patient safety and as a top teaching hospital in America. Talent and innovation are the brains behind our workforce ecosystem, being built with the support of universities, schools, and local companies. Dozens of Chandler-based programs create a pipeline from classroom learning to careers in innovation, technology, and advanced manufacturing. These tactics have advanced our Fields to Fab story that features a talented workforce, thousands of quality jobs, and repeated national rankings as a top place to live and work. Our Chandler Career Center onboarded nearly 90 local employers and more than 1,100 job seekers last year to support our growing workforce network. Chandler Endeavor, our venture innovation incubator with ASU, engaged hundreds of entrepreneurs and offered mentorship, workspace, and programming to grow fundable, scalable companies in Chandler. The U of A has expanded its Chandler programs, adding mining engineering along with law, legal studies, teaching, and business programs. Chandler Gilbert Community College now offers a bachelor's degree in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Basis Chandler is consistently ranked amongst the top STEM programs and high schools in the nation. Kyrene's Apprende Middle School is an avid national demonstration school, and their principal, Renee Corey, won her first ever Avid Secondary Principal of the Year for preparing students for college and careers. Chandler Unified School District launched the nation's first semiconductor career and technical education program at Chandler High School. CUSD was again named the #1 public school district in Arizona, highlighting its strong academic performance. CUSD's Arizona College Prep was recently named the #1 high school and #1 middle school in Arizona, while Weinberg Gifted Academy and Chandler Traditional Academy Independence were named the top 2 elementary schools in the state. I would like to recognize my friend, CUSD Superintendent Frank Narducci. Frank, stand up. After more than 40 years, in education, he's preparing for retirement later this year. Maybe soon we'll have time for a cup of coffee. We thank you, Frank, for the positive impact you've had on our community and for shaping CUSD into the exceptional district it is today. And we're excited to welcome the new CUSD superintendent We look forward to working with Dr. Battle and welcome her to Chandler. Chandler-based schools, all our schools, are preparing leaders of tomorrow through academic and college readiness, programs that make our community a destination for educational excellence. And Chandler students are making their presence felt on the state, national, and international stage, earning titles and winning awards in academics, athletics, and fine arts. In my time as mayor, we have showcased winners of international robotics competitions, chess and spelling bee champions, National Gatorade Players of the Year, and numerous titles for teams and individuals. Meeting Chandler students offers a glimpse of our bright future. Our community is filled with aspiring engineers, entrepreneurs, artists, and tech professionals, and STEM outreach continues to accelerate through events like Chandler's Innovation Fair, which is coming up February 21st in downtown Chandler. You should join us. The next gen of innovators can find their pathway to study, train, launch companies, and build their future in our community of innovation. The spirit of innovation guides us to prepare for what's next. Collaborations with business and education leaders are shaping a vision of the future with expanded access to technology that serves residents better today while building a smarter, more connected Chandler for tomorrow.
So if I could wave a wand and say what the future looks like, it would start first with everyone having access to the tools, supports, technology, all the things that they need, and then having the agency. I think agency is the most important piece.
Access to technology is only the first step. What truly changes lives is confidence, knowing help is there and learning doesn't happen alone. Here in Chandler, that support is there to help residents build digital skills, one question at a time.
I don't feel like I'm behind in this technology anymore because I have more confidence, and if I have any questions, I know Hive will always help me out.
So IDEA, the Institute for Digital Inclusion Acceleration, we are learning and resource and technology centers. Those exist in neighborhoods in places that we call hives. They're designed for people to get access to the newest technology and then support for people we call digital navigators who help people get comfortable and confident being online and using technology in ways that add value.
When I run into a problem, I want to ask my kids, but my kids are so busy. They have their job, and I don't want to bother them at their work. So when I have problems, I come to Hive. When I saw I have 18,000 emails on my phone, I was so stressful. I want to delete them. But if I have to delete them one by one, it will take me years to be doing that. When they showed me the way, I was so happy.
I think why we were created is a direct response to the challenges that we identified. We talked to thousands of people in Arizona, including a lot of people in Chandler. And what they said was they had trouble connecting to the internet because the internet is expensive. They didn't have a device, so a computer, that would let them participate in ways that were meaningful, and they didn't know how. So people lacked the skills, they lacked the support, and they lacked a lot of the actual tools that they needed to be online. All at the same time that things were changing and are changing at this incredibly rapid pace.
At my age, it's very difficult to see changes because technology to us, it's kind of scary. But right now, since I came to Hive, technology is a lot easier now. Don't let the technology scare you. Just live and learn.
That same idea, removing barriers and meeting people where they are, goes beyond technology. As Chandler grows, the city is rethinking how residents connect across the community.
Chandler Flex is a flexible microtransit system that is part of the city's broader public transit network.
I don't drive. I used to drive, but I started getting dizzy when I drove, so I gave up my license. And having Flex really helps me get around town.
We see thousands of riders take the service per month, and we see them using it to get all over the city. We know it's very popular with students who are taking it from school or to after-school programs. We know it's also really popular with the senior population.
I usually take it from my house to the Tumbleweed Athletics Center, or I take it to the Chandler Senior Center pretty much every day, 5 days a week. I do teach pool there. And I get there on time pretty much every single day that I go there. When I call for a ride, it's never more than 30 minutes that they'll be there.
We're really excited about the Waymo collaboration. This is actually the very first time that Waymo's autonomous vehicles have been integrated into a public transit network. So Chandler is really paving the way here, and it's the first time that VIA has partnered with Waymo. Basically, if you call a ride, you might be offered to take a ride in a Waymo vehicle rather than a Chandler Flex vehicle. This is to help the efficiency of the service and ensure that we can support ridership during really peak demand times. The beauty of a program like Chandler Flex is it meets people where they are in pockets of the community where we don't have a fixed route system or access set up. So it's really helpful for kind of a last mile and first mile part of public transit, connecting people to the broader transit network or just getting them from one part of the city to another.
Innovation in Chandler isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about preparing residents for what's ahead and keeping opportunity within reach.
We recently started one of the first bachelor's degrees within a community college in artificial intelligence and machine learning. We're very proud of that. We started the program in fall of 2025. We already have nearly 1,000 students that have expressed interest in enrolling in that program.
What inspired me to enroll in the AI and machine learning program at Chandler Gilbert Community College was really just how unique of an opportunity it was going to be. I knew that I had wanted to restart my career in a STEM field for a while now. I started to look into it and it kind of just felt like a no-brainer for me. Like everything came together and I really wanted to be a part of programming and developing this new technology and learning how it works.
One of the great things about the community college is that we have 100% acceptance rate. Right? We want every student that wants to learn, wants to grow, wants to develop. Our doors are open to them. We're open access institutions. We think that that's an important piece of not only being embedded within the community, but providing opportunities for every single member of the City of Chandler, the Southeast Valley, and all of those that want to continue to enhance their skills.
I'm really excited about where I think AI is going to take us. When we build tools and programs that allow us to do our jobs better, we're able to serve our community better as well.
Every ride is an experience. I don't know what I would do without it. Flex connects people.
This is improving my life quality a lot, and I really appreciate that.
I'm excited that Chandler is a city that prioritizes technology, and I think that AI is going to be something that they really embrace, and I look forward to being a part of that someday.
Will representatives from VIA Transportation, Chandler Gilbert Community College, Institute for Digital Inclusion, Acceleration, and Developing Masterminds Micro School stand to be recognized? Chandler's story tonight will conclude with one last scene, a reminder that the adventure is not yet over. In the coming years, we will attract companies that keep our city and region at the center of America's innovation economy. Upgrade city plans, housing and bond programs with robust resident input to guide investments. Update recreation, library and arts programming so that opportunities reach every corner of our city. Deepen partnerships with schools, colleges, and businesses to prepare our workforce and work with nonprofits and faith communities to care for our most vulnerable residents. The tools are already in our hands. Strong finances, thoughtful plans, engaged residents, and a culture that embraces innovation, service, and collaboration. That is the heart of Chandler. A place where families can thrive, students can explore, businesses can grow, and people from every culture and background feel at home. It's been the honor of my life to walk this journey with you during my time as part of City Council and Mayor. I've enjoyed serving our residents, celebrating our community's achievements, and highlighting the people that contribute to that success. From our early maps to the latest high-tech fabs, every chapter has been written by people who care deeply about this city and about one another. The real treasure isn't hidden in some distant ancient temple. It's right here in safe streets and strong neighborhoods, in thriving schools and world-class employers, in parks, libraries, museums, and arts, and in the courage, compassion, and creativity of people who call Chandler home. As my chapter of leadership as your mayor draws to a close this year, know this: the state of our city is strong, resilient, and full of promise. Our heritage has given us roots and wings. Let's keep using them to dream boldly, to innovate wisely, and care deeply for one another. Thank you for being part of this adventure. And thank you for trusting me to serve as your mayor. It's the pinnacle of a lifetime of service. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this one truth possible, a revisit from last year. There's no place like Chandler. There's no place like Chandler. Thank you for coming, and enjoy your evening. God bless you all.